Hello, welcome back to a brand new episode of Finn React. Michael here. Today we're trying something a little bit different. Now, I've been going on TikTok a lot, and I've been noticing these things called NFL Perry Pick'ems, where basically they give you a random team, you have to make a lineup. Now, I don't know if this is all-time or current, but I'm going to figure, why not? Make it a YouTube special. Let's try to do it on here, and the first one we're just going to do a couple pick'ems, and then see where it lays off, so... Pretty much simple, guys. Everyone said you get one skip. I'm going to attempt to not use any skips because, well, who uses skips? I can make a team with basically anyone. You give me a team with all Miami Dolphin players. I'll make a team with it. So, let's begin. So, my first team, the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, I think this is current, but I already know who I'm picking. Oh, no, this is all time. Ooh. You know what? I will do one game of current, and I'll do one game of all time. So let's first begin. I will go the current Justin Jefferson is obviously one of the few best wide receivers out there right now, so we'll put him as our wide receiver. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They got somebody on that team that was good this year. I think it was Brian Thomas. Yeah, Brian Thomas was good. Christian Kirk was on. You know what? I'll make it very special, guys. I'll maybe ask Alexa for some good players for advice. Alexa, name some good players on the Jacksonville Jaguars this year.
For the Jaguars, you've got some solid talent to watch. Brian Thomas Jr. leads the receiving corps with 87 catches and 1,282 yards, while Trevor Lawrence had a breakout 2025 season with 38 total touchdowns. Travis Etienne Jr. remains their go-to running back, and Josh Hines-Allen anchors that defense as their top pass rusher.
All right, you're good, Alexa. That's some good choices. So Brian Thomas is definitely one of my options, and Etienne is definitely a good one too. I'm going to go safe and go with the Brian Thomas, because at least one flex player, I can make something out with it. So, we'll put him at... So, this is like basically a fantasy team. If you made a fantasy team so far, so... That's actually not bad. I wonder how much it would have been for what you... Oh, this is all-time fantasy points. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I should have looked at the directions. Cincinnati Bengals, for...
Smart move going with Brian Thomas Jr. He's been putting up solid numbers and should give you some reliable production in that flex spot. Building a fantasy team.
All right, Alexa, stop. I could build a team without you. I'll challenge you one day. All right. Now, if we're going current, I'm definitely going to go with Ja'Marr Chase. I was going to say Ja'Marr Chase is a hands down one of the few best wide receivers out there. So that's actually pretty decent. The Denver Broncos. Who do I go with? I don't really think they have a good tight end. I can't really think of a running back they had this year. Bo Nix would be a dumb decision. I know there was someone. Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. We're going to go with Courtland Sutton. I did have him for fantasy. He did ball out a couple times. Maybe not this year, but... Alright. Green Bay Packers. I don't want to pick Josh Jacobs. I feel like that's way too obvious. I'm going to go with the guy they had this year, Tucker Kraft, before his injury. He got some decent points. Okay. Oh, Carolina. Fuck's sake. You know what? I said I wouldn't skip. I'm not going to skip, and we're going to do one game without a skip. So let's try this first. They had some good players. Rico Dowd was definitely one of the few. I think I ended up having Hubbard before he went injury. I'll go with Rico Dowd. So Josh Allen, fucking perfect. Can't go wrong with that. I was going to say, this is actually a really good lineup of current players if you had a fantasy. This would be at least a top 20. So the only people I would think you would adjust would be Tucker Kraft and Sutton. But, you know what? For 2,078.1 fantasy points, that actually works out. Okay, so we're going to do a new game. Now I'll do this one of all time. New Orleans Saints. Okay, they had some good one. Michael Thomas was on there. Kamara. Jeremy Horn, I think, was on that team too. Jimmy Graham is a good tight end, but I think for safety reasons, because I'm probably not going to get a good quarterback later on, Derek Carr. Good idea, people. We're going to go with one of the GOATs I always talk about. Drew Brees! He had 394 fantasy points in 2011. That's good. The Jets. I knew that was going to come along. I was going to get one team where I'm like, why? I'm not even a Jet fan, but I was going to say, I'm going to see what my flex. Curtis Martin's, okay. Brees Hall, you can go classic. Santana Moss. Okay, I'm looking at this list. Brandon Marshall's a Devontae. No, I was going to say we can go with LT, but I feel like that's a trap because when he was on the team, he wasn't that good. They had Braylon Edwards. That's actually kind of weird. You know what? This list sucks with a lot of people on their team. Alan Lazard failed me. I'm going to go with Curtis Martin. Wow. 319 points in 2004 in fantasy. I was going to say, he's deadly. Okay, so wide receiver. I'm going to go with Chad Johnson. Wow. 297. So, oh well. Anyway, we're getting another wide receiver. So, of course, we're going to go with Randy Moss. Okay, now we're at running back, tight end, and flex for the Dallas Cowboys. There's only one person I could think of for tight end. I feel like that's actually a really good choice. I'm going to go with one of the few GOATs of the best, Jason Witten. I feel like that over someone like Billy Joe Dupree. 250. Okay, so we're actually doing pretty well. Arizona Cardinals. Okay. So I can go with Edgerrin James for running back. Or I could build up my flex and go with Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison Jr., DeAndre Hopkins. I would definitely... Anquan Bolden's another one. But I think I'm going to go with Larry Fitzgerald. One of my few favorites of that team. So can I beat my... I can actually beat my own score. Ooh, the Ravens. Okay, we got to go smart. Willis McGahee. Thank God. Priest Holmes, classic. One player I can't believe we got rid of. Derrick Henry, Jamal Lewis, Ray Rice. Listen, I have no issue with Ray Rice. I always liked him. What he did was wrong, but... Mark Ingram. Alex Collins, rest in peace. We'll go with Derrick Henry. And we actually beat my current score with the all-time greatest. So, okay, so we'll go, I like this. So we'll do one more, we'll do another one. The Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so this is offense. So I'm not going to go with the same people I picked from last time. That's unfair. I would say Action Jackson. I'll go with the mixture. I'll go back to current. So we're going to go with current. I think it's safe to, we have to go with Lamar Jackson. Elvis Grbac. Hell no. We're not Kyle Bowler. Okay, Lamar Jackson. 430 fantasy points. That's a good one. So current players of all time. There's only one. I was going to say Nico Collins or Tank Dell would be a great choice. But I'm going to go with Nico Collins. Carolina Panthers. You know what? I feel it's safe. Let's go with the Rookie of the Year. Tetora McMillan. Why did I say McLean? Oh, well. He had only 211. That's actually good for a rookie. The Washington Commanders. Fuck's sake. Did they have anyone? Who was actually healthy this? They have good current players, but who was healthy this year? I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go with Scary Terry McLaurin. I'm going to say, got to go with Scary Terry. Ooh, the Patriots. Great. I can only think of... I don't want to use Alexa for this one. I'm going to go... I know this is a little bit different. We're going to go with Hunter Henry. Now, there's a personal reason why I pick Hunter Henry. Wow, he only had 178 fantasy points. Now, I had Hunter Henry a while back in fantasy. He was doing well until he got hurt. I needed a player. I dropped Hunter Henry. And what do we do? Someone picks him up, and he did a great game. And that's why I have my hatred towards Hunter Henry sometimes. And now we're going with one of the teams I hate the most, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would say we should have a skip option, but I feel like we shouldn't go with a skip. I'm going to obviously go with DK Metcalf. I was going to say, it's only fair. 187. Wow, he did terrible. Wonder how much better he did in Philadelphia. Okay, running back. Give me one of the GOATs, Saquon Barkley. Of course, we didn't really beat our new score with the all-times, but this actually is not bad of a list. Probably people are going to say you should have went with Deebo Samuels over Terry, or why'd you pick Hunter Henry? I understand. So let's do another one, guys. This is for all-time greatest, and I'm not going to repeat from the list. The Giants. Now, I could go with Saquon Barkley, but I feel like that's a cop-out. I'm actually going to go with a tight end who I loved. I played him NFL Street. I think he's talented for what he was. He was a member of the Jeremy Shockey. Okay, now we're in Baltimore land. Okay, I'm not going to choose Lamar Jackson or Hunter Henry. I think we should go with I want to see what Derek Mason would be an interesting one. Jamal Lewis would be another good one. Mark Ingram. I think because I skipped him last time and I always said good things about him. The one player I can't believe the Baltimore Ravens released and gave to another team was Priest Holmes, which I'm curious to know actually what we traded for. Alexa, what did the Baltimore Ravens traded with Priest Holmes when he traded them to Kansas City?
Priest Holmes wasn't traded to Kansas City.
Oh,
he
yeah.
signed with the Chiefs as a free agent in 2001 after playing 4 seasons with the Ravens.
So we got fucking gypped for it. Why did we not re-sign him? Why? He did so good for 4 years. 203 points in 1997, and we still didn't sign... Whatever. Carolina Panthers. Okay, now I was thinking of someone I would have signed with Baltimore, but we're actually going to sign him. We're going to actually pick him up on Kansas City, which is one of the few greatest of all time, Steve Smith. I know what he did was wrong. I understand. We move on. Okay. Arizona Cardinals. I can go Kurt Warner, but I think I'll stick with my flex and go with a classic of Edgerrin James, because I had a jersey of him for one point, and I gave it to one kid at school, and they never got it back. 209 points in 2007. Okay. New England Patriots. Oh, God. I have to say, Tom Brady is obviously the number one pick. I don't like him, but it's better than someone like Steve Grogan. I would pick Drew Bledsoe as a joke, but Tom Brady. Okay, Pittsburgh Steeler all time. Running back, wide receiver. Can only think of running back. Jerome Bennett's the bus. You gotta pick the bus. Okay, so in order for me to beat my current score, I need about... Not gonna get it, but I need more than 700 points, which is impossible at this point. Mike Evans would be something, but I feel like that's more of a Shar Pyramid. Nope, I already have my hatred for that guy. Joe Jaravicious? God, I forgot about him. I'm going to use my skip. I feel like I could pick someone better than the Patriots. Detroit. Come on, give me Calvin Johnson. Megatron. I didn't beat my score, but this is actually not bad of a lineup if you can find a team with that. Brady, the Bus, Megatron, Steve Smith, Shockey, Priest Holmes, Edwin James. Okay. We'll try it with the current list. Denver Broncos. So I can't pick Sutton. Great. We'll go with Bo Nix. I can only think 317 points in 2014. He did have a good year in 2014. Forgot about that. The Bears. Give me DJ Moore. I was gonna say we're gonna basically speed round this one. Oh God. New England Patriots. I think it's Stevenson. Yeah, Raheem Stevenson. Is he still with those Patriots on Alexa? Is Rahamondre Stevenson for New England Patriots still playing for his team?
Ramondre Stevenson is still with the New England Patriots.
Thank God.
He's their starting running back, active for the 2026 season.
Okay, we did right for this one. Okay, Carolina Panthers. Current stat. Oh, shit. They don't have anyone after that. I couldn't think of anyone from the Panthers at all. Like, who they...
The Panthers' top performers include Bryce Young with 3,011 passing yards, Rico Dowdle with 1,076 rushing yards, and Tenaroa McMillan with 1,014 receiving yards this season.
All right, Alexa, stop. I already picked those two. We'll go with Chuba Hubbard. Why not? I can't think of anyone else at this point who I picked. Detroit Lions. Okay, give me Amari St. Brown. At least we can work around with the current one. Los Angeles Rams. God damn it. Wait. Tight end, they had Higbee, I think. Give me, actually, Puka in my flex. Washington Commanders. Zach Ertz. I wasn't aiming for a good number, but that's actually a really good thing. Okay. One more. Let's do it all time. Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, who could I think of who I didn't pick? You know what? I'll pick my starting lineup, and then I'll do my flex last. So, give me, actually, from... Ooh, I was going to almost pick Fred Taylor, but suddenly something called Maurice Jones-Drew, one of the few GOAT the running backs at the time in 2000. Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, crap. I can't pick flex until last. I was going to pick Bo Jackson. Shit. They did have... Oh, man. I can't think of anyone. You know what? Skip it. Green Bay Packers. Okay, I can work with that. You know what? Green Bay Packers. Give me Jimmy Graham. I was going to say, he was even though he wasn't that big for the Packers almost for a amount of time, but he was good. I liked him. The Colts, give me Peyton Manning. I was going to say, there's no question asked. Peyton Manning. 49ers, give me Jerry Rice. If I didn't choose him, I'd be dumb. Okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I already did a skip, so I can't do any more skips. So, Vincent Jackson's kind of my go-to one right now. Keyshawn Johnson, though. I was going to say Keyshawn, though, is another. Who they else had? Sterling Shepard. Julio Jones, I forgot the. Okay. The only one I could think, I'm going to go with Vincent Jackson. 260 points in that year. Okay, that's good. Okay. Running backs. Flex player for Baltimore Ravens, give me Jamal Lewis. 322 points in 2003, well deserved. Kansas City. Ooh, I have a good options in that one. I could go with Tony Gonzalez. I can go with Tyreek Hill. That's another one. Jamal Charles. I'm going to go with Jamal Charles. And I slightly almost beat my lineup. I think if it wasn't for Jimmy Graham, I would have been screwed. Okay, well, let's try something with Alexa. Let's try her out. Alexa, give me a player on offense of current or all time who is the best at the Chicago Bears.
Walter Payton is widely considered the greatest Chicago Bears player ever. He's the all-time leading rusher with 16,726 yards and was a key player on their Super Bowl 20 championship team.
Alexa, give me a player from the Atlanta Falcons on offense who is good in the current or all time.
Julio Jones is considered one of the greatest Falcons receivers ever.
Hell yeah.
12,896 career receiving yards and 60 touchdowns. For current players, Chris Lindstrom is their starting guard anchoring the offensive line.
Julio Jones is a very underrated player, but Alexa, give me a player current or all time on the Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Kenny Gainwell is considered the Eagles' most underrated offensive player. He's their backup running back who consistently makes the most of his limited opportunities, picking up crucial first downs when needed.
You know what, Alexa? I'm going to go against your decision. You can stop, Alexa. You know what? I was going to go with it. But, you know what? I think of all time, I would ask. Actually, you know what? I think we have to go with. We'll go with Kenneth.
Sounds like you're switching gears on your fantasy pick. Who are you thinking of going with instead?
Well, you fucked up on that one. Alexa, give me a player current of all time on the Minnesota Vikings offense.
Adrian Peterson is the all-time leading rusher for the Vikings with 11,747 yards and 97 touchdowns. Okay. Currently, Justin Jefferson leads the receiving corps with 1,048 yards this season.
Forgot my GOAT AP. Alright, Alexa, give me a player of all time or current from the Washington Redskins.
Darrell Green is considered the greatest Washington player ever. He played 20 seasons with the team, made 7 Pro Bowls, and is their all-time leader in career tackles.
Alexa, give me another player.
Art Monk is another legendary Washington player. He's their all-time leading receiver with 12,026 yards and 68 touchdowns.
The fact that he had only 206... Okay. Oh, shit. Alright, Alexa, give me a player from the San Francisco 49ers.
Joe Montana is the greatest 49ers player ever.
Okay.
He led the team to 4 Super Bowl wins and is considered one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history.
Okay, well, we're not going to have a good run with this one, but Alexa, give me a tight end player on the Seattle Seahawks.
Jimmy Graham is the greatest tight end in Seattle Seahawks history. He played from 2015 to 2017, racking up 170 catches for 2,048 yards and 18 touchdowns.
But I already picked him for the Packers. Give me another one, Alexa.
All right, let's switch it up. How about a player from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, Alexa. Give me a tight end on the Seattle Seahawks of all time other than Jimmy Graham.
Will Dissly is another great tight end in Seahawks history. He played from 2018 to 2023 and showed impressive skills before injuries slowed him down.
Okay, Alexa, stop. First off, he only had 86.9 fantasy points in 2022. I should have just stuck with, Jimmy Graham. Now, I would have said there's some rules to this stuff, but this is also a test run, guys, so I don't know if this exactly is done right. However, you know what? There's actually not that bad of a list. Joe Montana, Walter Payton, Julio Jones, Art Monk, actually, that's actually really good. And Adrian Peterson as a flex. I mean, it kind of hurt with Dissly and Gainwell. I mean, I have some ideas with this, guys. I just want to do a test run episode and what you guys think about it. If you want to see basketball, we'll do basketball. But thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. This is Michael, signing out.